sells it for 16 million. 16 million. Okay. The next people buy it.
Yeah.
And they resell it for like 28.
Oh.
Hey guys, it's Zalunardo and Hussein Kabani in the East Meets West podcast. We're stuffed in my office today. We have a birthday party going on in the office, so we figured we'd come live from my office here in Kleinburg.
Yep.
So cool, buddy. So what do we got going on today?
Yeah. So we actually got a question,
right?
Yeah. So we'll change up things a little bit. Maybe we'll address this question first.
For sure.
Yeah. And then if they want to tune out, then
fair enough.
If you want to listen to my boring real estate life, you could do that.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Yeah. So the question we got in was, I forgot who sent it in, but it was around closing costs.
Yes.
So what are the closing costs when you're purchasing a property, and whether you're a first-time buyer or a repeat buyer.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And then they didn't ask about selling, but we'll cover the selling costs at the same time.
Sure. I think they wanted both.
Selling. Oh, they wanted selling. Okay. So yeah. So buying a house.
Yeah.
First-time home buyer.
Yeah.
So what would you say?
First-time home buyer naturally, so they're not paying commission because they're purchasing.
Yeah.
So that's all paid by the seller.
Yeah.
The lawyer fees are all pretty standard. I think we both agreed to like between that 18 to 2,200 mark.
Yeah.
And land transfer tax they're going to have to pay.
Yeah.
And now that gets wrapped up in closing naturally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'll be part of the closing cost.
Part of the closing cost.
And then if they're first-time home buyers, right?
Yeah.
What we said is that if you purchase a property up to $365,000, and if you're a first-time home buyer, whether you're buying in Toronto or outside of Toronto, your land transfer tax is zero. The lawyer can do it in a way that you don't even pay it. They rebate it right up front, so you won't pay anything at all. Yeah.
And I think actually yesterday the Trudeau government just announced that they're doing the what's the equitable sharing program where they pay up to CMHC, up to 5% on resales and 10% on new home construction.
Yeah.
So that may be something good to take advantage of if you're a first-time home buyer or trying to leverage the government's grant.
Yeah, for sure. But so like in terms of the closing costs, so we have the lawyer fees, which we said about 18 to 22.
22. Let's say call it 2K.
Let's call it $2,000 there. Land transfer tax, we had a number for $500K. How much?
Yeah, so $500,000 is $64.75.
Yeah, so $6,500. So $500,000 purchase would be about $6,500 in land transfer tax. Now the kicker is if you're buying in Toronto, it's times 2.
Yeah, so that would make it 12,000. Yeah, 13K.
Yeah, so you're at 13K in land transfer tax. Rate Hub actually has a good program. I like Rate Hub. So if you go on Rate Hub, you can calculate your closing costs. So a lot of the information will be there as well.
Yeah.
And then so we had lawyer costs, we had land transfer tax.
Yeah. So on the sale portion of it, now you're going to have to pay commission. So whatever commission structure you've committed to with your realtor, you've agreed on.
Yep.
There's that percentage points. Lawyer fees again, and ultimately that's pretty much it.
Really it. There's no land transfer tax on that when you're selling. So I've been asked before when people are selling a property, do I have to pay land transfer tax? No. So when you're selling the property, there is no land transfer tax. And that's basically it.
100%.
In terms of that.
And again, if it's an investment property or something of that nature, you never worry for capital gains and also HST. If it's a new build and you're flipping it before the year end or the year is up in a sense. So
and that's a very sticky point right now too with the government and HST. So I worked a lot of new construction, and we had a lot of people. So when I moved to Pickering in 2012, I moved into a new subdivision, and there was a lot of people calling and wanting to sell these. So I spent a lot of time on the phone with my lawyer trying to work around this HST thing.
Yeah.
So there are ways to kind of work around HST, but ultimately I don't know. I've never heard of this from anybody, but I think that there's so much money in the government catching people and trying to flip properties without paying the HST.
Absolutely, for sure.
I feel like they almost have a program or some software built into land registry that basically goes, okay, you closed on this date, minus 365, and if you fall into that category where you sold before 365 days, I think they don't even ask you. They just send you the bill.
Oh yeah.
They just send you the bill, and they're just like, hey, like it's up to you at this point to justify what happened. But they're not asking, hey, did you move in for a personal reason and did something go wrong? Like then you have to pay this amount. No, they're saying, give us our money.
100%, yeah. So even people, I know that there was a sticky situation with that with also like people buying them and then leasing them for a year, then ultimately selling them.
So they'll get away with HST.
They'll get away. They just got to apply for it. They have to apply for it after. I think they got to pay it up front and ultimately apply for it and get it back later.
Yeah.
That's pretty much.
That's a pretty smooth process.
I think that's fair enough. Yeah.
So like they basically they pay the HST up front to the builder. So what the builder does is that if you're buying new construction, the price that you're looking at, easy number is like $500K. So if you're buying for $500,000, you got to understand that there's a component of HST that's already built into that. right? So if you go to the builder and you're like, hey, I'm going to be an investor or I'm going to flip this thing beforehand. So what they do is they actually sell it to you for a little bit less on paper. I don't know what the exact number is, right?
It's a weird system.
Yeah, it's like 7% or something else. They take off of that $500K if that was your purchase price, and then they add 13% to that. So if you see a purchase price that says $499,995, the builder will back out the portion of HST that's included in there, and then they'll add the whole HST to it. You'll pay that whole amount. The thing is that I'm not 100% sure, but I don't think you can get a mortgage on that HST part. It's only the part that's actually, so if you're an investor, you can't get the mortgage HST. So it's like whatever that net purchase price is, that's what their mortgage amount will be.
I'm not
the HST you'll have to buy. So I've done a couple, once or twice. So I think that's exactly how it works. So basically the HST you cannot finance or mortgage. You can only do the principal value of it. So you will basically be able to apply back. So if you rent out that house, there's a simple form that needs to be filled out. I wouldn't do it. I'd get an accountant or somebody to fill it out. There's a bunch of companies that actually do it for like $150.
Fair enough.
So you basically get a 1-year lease agreement signed. You send it into them. We're missing. We're trying to educate you guys, so we're missing out. All right. So, but yeah, like you basically fill out the simple form, it sends it in, and I think it's like 2 months or so. But you get most of your money back on it.
Yeah, no, it's a good. Like, imagine how much money people were making while the market kept increasing. They're buying, locking in properties, selling them, leasing them for a year, flipping them.
Some of them went up like 200, 300K.
Oh, amazing! Yeah. So someone was telling me that a friend of theirs or somebody they work with has been flipped 4 or 5 properties, never paid HST nor capital gains. That's scary.
Yo, dude,
I hope he didn't spend his money.
Dude, 7 years. They'll come open up your files, right? It's 7 years that they can audit you back for. I think CRA can audit you for 7 years.
It's fraud.
If you're an accountant out there, of course. Yeah, but I think it's 7 years. They go back and audit you, man. So if you did this all activity in the last 4 or 5 years and you think you're winning, I wouldn't be celebrating.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't spend the money.
And HSC is not cheap, right? So I mean, like some of the stuff I've seen is like 30K, 40K. I've actually had clients that had after they sold their property. I try to warn them as much as I can. Talk to this person, talk to that person. Ultimately, if they want to sell the property, that's on them. And then come back to me and show me this bill that they got from CRA. And like, you know, that's on you, man. It's like a $30,000 bill.
Absolutely.
And I think I can get away.
Plus, you pay interest. If you don't pay it, if you hide it for a year or two, you're going to pay interest.
Oh, they're going to backdate it. Yeah, they're going to backdate it.
And they charge like compounded interest like a Visa company. So
it's not
very friendly.
Yeah. If you're going to do it, I would just do it the right way.
100%.
Yeah. Like I had that townhouse that I closed on and my mom's living in. So basically, I actually told him that, and I didn't have to pay the HST because it was another considered family home. Yeah, so I didn't have to pay it. But like I mean, if I had intention of renting it or flipping it, then I would have to go through that whole process of paying the HST.
Absolutely. Yeah. There's no way around it. You got to pay. It's the cost of doing business.
Yeah.
So cool. So we can step into your week. And then my week, and then ultimately go from there.
So the week out in the east has been good. Nothing. I thought they were cheering for me.
I think so. It's your birthday.
But nothing overly over the top or anything else like that. We had a property that we listed at $699. We ended up into multiples. We didn't write in the listing that we're going to go for multiples, but we just kind of had an idea that it's going to. I priced it bang on the money, I think. You know, it's $700K house. We priced it at $700K. And then we had one person that made an offer, but then they backed out. And then ultimately we firmed it up with someone else for like just over $703. So it wasn't a huge number, but like over asking price.
Yeah, but still, it's fine.
But that's done. Yeah, and then we had a new property come on the market. It's my sweet spot in terms of pricing. So we had a nice condo townhouse. It's 2 bedrooms. Came on the market for $550. We're getting a bunch of showings to it right now. So that's pretty steady. I have hopefully another 2 more places that we could get listed up on the market in the next 2 weeks or so. And then whatever else comes up. We got a couple of buyers right now too. We got a couple of buyers that are going. So we got one that's going to go like maybe this area, Vaughan or Etobicoke. So Joanna's going to be running out here. And then I got 2 more in Ajax and
No, it's fantastic. That's good. No, the market's good. Yeah, it's good. Even for us too. Like it's been a hectic last couple of weeks too for myself. I listed a few of my investment properties. I'm unloading those. I got a new idea with them where I'm going to cash them out and re-put the money back into the market, but more of like a future project, more of like subdividable lots where I can build 2 detaches. So instead of and also making passive income right now. So I'm gonna get 2 duplexes. on bungalows, subdividable lots where I can maximize the money.
Yeah.
It'll probably be about 18,000 net per year with both units.
That's awesome.
Yeah, plus
That's amazing.
amazing. Yeah, plus the splittable lots where I'm going to spend about, let's say four and a half to 500,000 divided by 2, like let's say 250 a lot. Where I can build like a 2,000 square foot house.
That's cheap.
And so ultimately that's the plan. So I listed that. A ton of listings came on the market. I got another 2 or 3. I got 3 right now still coming up.
Wow.
I listed I think 3 or 4 last week.
Nice.
We did a sale just before actually this podcast,
rushing
which
around.
was good. Yeah, and we did another purchase. Did a purchase in Minola.
Wow.
Mineola.
Okay.
Mineola?
Where the heck is
Mineola.
that?
So it's by the lake in Mississauga.
Okay.
Beautiful area. So anyway, we bought this property. Hopefully it's going to firm up now in the next hour, I hope. Anyway, but they listed at 1,750.
Okay.
They reduced to 1,600.
Yeah.
We take it down to 1,520. Like this is like
Very good. Yeah.
over like in 3 weeks, right? So fantastic. The houses that we're in front, like on the same street, right in front of us, sold for $5 million.
Wow.
The other one's $4 million. Our backyard, our neighboring backyard, just bought for like $4.5 million.
Come on.
But I'm talking about in 2018, not 17 prices, right?
Okay.
2017. Neighbors probably another $3.5 to $4 million.
So what's going on with this property?
It's just right for the plucking. We bought it during March break.
Yeah.
And literally no one was coming out to see it.
So in comparison to the other properties that are around it.
Okay, so fair enough. So the ones that they're custom built around us, right?
So is
But
this
the
more?
same lot?
Is this buyer buying more for like a lot value almost?
He's buying long term. He's gonna.
Okay.
He's getting married. The young couple getting married. They're gonna
Cool.
utilize the house as a family
Good
home,
for them.
and then
Eventually in the future, they're going to be able to do something crazy with
100%.
it. Either than make the good return on it or build a dream home.
build it. They can add on because the lot is a 75 by 150 with an in-ground pool.
Oh, that's
Like,
awesome.
you
You do that nice 3-car garage on that 75 feet.
But it's a small house, about 1,700 square feet.
Yeah.
But it's got dormers on it. You can either top it up if you want and extend sideways, or tear it all down, build a new one.
In your sorry to put you off track, but like in your construction kind of experience, like I don't know, when someone says about adding a story or adding to the side of it, I'm always more of the kind of guy that's like, hey, just rip the damn thing down, man.
It depends. Like, and actually look at cost. So the only problem is with these older houses, you're going to have 8-foot ceilings. So you might want to, if you do like a more renovation, saying that you leave 2 walls up and then you tear down the whole bloody house, you add on to it, but you're also digging down and giving yourself 9-foot basement ceilings. You're doing 10 on the main and then ultimately 9 on the upper. Yeah, fair enough. But a lot of these houses like that, the area warrants that. That's like that
But that's
area.
what I'm saying. That would be probably the best return, right? Like the best use of
if you tear down and
best
rebuild.
use of land,
The
right?
problem is when you're tearing down and rebuilding, you're going for development charges and everything. If you do it
Do you
as
have
a
to pay
renovation,
development charges if there was existing property?
no,
No, right? So you're okay with development charges? Yeah.
because your sewer and
It's all there.
sewer and water is there, but you're going for different permits. So when you apply to the city to get a permit, if you're doing a renovation, like see a lot of people just keep 2 walls up of the original structure, but the whole house is missing.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what. So what they're doing is they're applying for a renovation permit rather than a building permit. New build. So it's a lot less BS.
And I think you get away with the HST part of it too, no? If you're going to go and resell it, do you?
I would think so.
Yeah.
I had a client, we sold this house in Nobleton, same idea. Left 2 walls up. He extended the foundation out, dug down. It was a whole new house, literally 2 old walls.
Can you notice that these 2 old walls?
No,
it's all buried in there, and there's nothing in there.
It's just a studded wall, 2x4 or 2x6 walls.
So just kind of like work it into the design?
Yeah, no, they're just walls. You just add on to them, because you're extending, so you just add on.
So you can't
No, never. It's just wood.
So the walls is the only thing that says you could add another 2 feet to the wall and make it 10 feet ceilings.
Fair enough, yeah.
Yeah,
of course.
Come on, man. Yeah, so just let you knock the whole damn thing down, man. Causing a lot of headache.
Just a permit, right? That's the
but
thing.
they're just causing a headache for no reason, man.
But it's worth it in the end, I think, cost-wise, right?
Yeah?
Yeah, for sure.
Like what, $100,000 or something?
I don't know the exact cost.
That's
depending on
crazy.
which area, right?
Well, I've heard a lot of people.
If permits are very sticky and you're in a time frame,
so that could be the whole other thing. Getting the actual permit.
You get it up
in
in a month or something with a renovation permit rather than like
6
a new
months
build.
maybe.
You got to get the architect specs in there and the whole thing. Naturally, you still do that in a renovation, but not as intense as
Yeah. Oh, that's interesting. Good for them.
Yeah. So
Seems like you got them a really good deal.
Yeah. Hopefully it firms up today, and then then they can sit back for. Because look at this. Look at this, for example. So this is a stretch for them. Let's call it. It's $1.5 million. Very,
a lot of money.
Very expensive house. But look in 20 years down the line when some people say, they had great jobs, but not amazing. But they're in an area where let's say that area is like $10 million,
It's going to be, man. If their houses are $3 to $5 million right now
in the 2018 market. So But now they're in there, so they had to push themselves now to get in there at 31 years old. God bless.
Good
right?
for them,
Yeah.
man. Good
So
for them.
imagine in 20 years from now, they're like, okay, screw it, we're retired. We're 20s, 50s. We want to retire. They sell the house for, let's say, $6-7 million bucks.
Easy.
Hopefully by then they build or whatever. Cash out, buddy.
Done.
But we always look at people like, well, they got lucky.
Yeah,
No, they took the risk now for the luck later, right?
You know, same thing you're talking about is like a lot of the properties I've looked at before, and you know, I've looked at it and said, oh, this is $250K. This is garbage. I would never pay $250K for this thing. Now you look at it and it's like $600K.
Yeah.
And it's just like, dude, like this was a garbage house. Like garbage house. Same thing. 600 grand. It's probably a worse case now, worse situation now.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So I mean, you're right, man. It's just like
Take the risk.
And I think one thing that we know for sure is that over time, real estate appreciates.
Yes.
So it doesn't matter.
It's a long-term game. Look at my house in Nobleton. When we bought it, I told my wife, there's always a chance of this thing coming down. Good thing is we bought first, we sold after.
Yeah.
Because that market was so crazy. Yeah. By the time we moved in, it was already offset by. We made $150,000 by the time we moved in.
Come on.
Yeah, because they appraised it at $1.6 million.
Wow.
Right. But now the house is worth 1.3.
Yeah.
But I told my wife, so we got in. It's okay because ultimately in the future this will be like a $2 million house or something 100%. Like that, $1.8 million house.
Yeah.
And that's we've took the chances now for later. I couldn't see it going like extremely high like that property we bought in by the lake.
You don't
location,
know, man,
right?
But you don't know, right?
Just
like
location by the lake.
You know what?
I go trains there.
Look, I clearly remember moving into Richmond Hill in 1992 from Chippewa, and we lived in that non-profit housing, but like there was a Yorkland Street where these detached homes, the builder was selling these detached, they're nice homes, man. They were selling them for like $260,000.
Yeah.
These houses right now are like, I don't know, $1.2 million. Like it's insane,
land value,
man.
Just land value?
No, like their houses, whatever. Yeah. But like, you know, they're building like 92, man. Like they're older homes now.
Yeah. 8-foot ceilings.
Like, yeah. They're
parquet.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And they're like, you know, huge money now. I think probably I'm even underestimating it at $1.2 million. Yeah.
Well, we only hope, right? Like, it just should be conservative.
The township goes up $1 million, $1.1 million. Like, that's insane.
Just to be conservative, even if my property at the end is like $2 million bucks, you know, it's a free and clear asset. Let's call it. It's your personal asset. It's $2 million bucks.
And it's tax free.
It's tax free.
Tax free.
So you can ultimately.
You know, even sometimes I was even looking at, like, say the townhouse I bought in Pickering, right? Like we stood in line and whatever else, and I'm just thinking, if you had the foresight, like I almost backed out of buying that place. I was standing in line with my brother, and I was forcing my brother to buy the one in Pickering. Yeah, the townhouse where my mom lives now. Yeah. So I almost like backed out of buying it. My brother's there, I'm pushing him to buy and saying you should buy, and I'm standing in line with him, and I got up and I'm like, I don't know. You know what? Screw it. I'm just gonna go ahead and buy it too, right? So basically, you know, I'm just saying is like, you know, we picked that thing up for like $340,000 or $350,000. Right now, it's like, you know, $5.25, no problem, right? And it's like not even a year after closing of it. But market was right and everything. But I'm just saying, if you were more of a risk taker, say fuck it, I'll buy the whole block, dude. If you bought the 4 sets of them or whatever else like that, you would have made $1 million.
Yeah. And people do that.
Yeah. Just you could have made $1 million on 4 units.
No-brainer investment too.
Yeah.
It's not like you're reinventing the wheel.
Yeah.
You're literally tying up money temporarily.
And it's like me having this thought and you saying like people do that, but just imagine that, man. They had the, you know, like the balls, I want to say, like really to like go out and put that deposit down and say, you know, I think it's all going to be good. It's all going to be good.
So this is small townhouses. Look up the street here. They sold a place. So the original owner, he's got, I think it was 3 to 5 acres here, just right up the street here on Islington. Yeah. Sells it for $16 million. Okay. The next people buy it.
Yeah.
And they resell it for like 28.
Oh.
Just so they made. So the guy held.
This was a residential property.
Just up the street. This is now they're building all townhouses there. Right?
Come
on. They can't sell. So
this was tax-free money too, by the way. Then, right? Because if it was just
no, he bought it.
This was a land or a house.
It was land with a house.
Yeah, so it was a house, a single-family residential home.
I don't know how they wrapped it up. I'm sure it was bought in a corporation.
It was bought in, but
so the guy that sells it lived there for like 35 years.
Yeah,
$16 million, which is fantastic.
How much did he pay?
He's like in the 80s, so he's in like very.
How much do you think he paid? You sold for $16 million. How much did he pay?
Maybe $300,000-400,000 back then. Woodbridge was fields here. This was fields. This was farmland, right?
Yeah.
So and the next guy, in 1 year, he flips it for $12 million.
1 year.
Yeah, it was just like
1 year.
Like
so $1 million a month.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good income.
Not bad.
Oh my God.
Imagine that guy.
Good for him.
Yeah. So now, but the only problem is the guy that bought the property. I think there's going to be troubles there going forward because they can't sell the project. They're trying to sell townhouses for $1 million a pop, right? So for them paying, $27 million or whatever.
How many townhouses? You know how many there are? They're going to
Oh,
charge.
I'm not sure. I don't know the area. I don't know. I know the area, but I don't know the site too well. I don't look into that. I don't look into new construction.
No, right? It's scary.
Even though I want to get into it and, do it and sell it, like develop it and sell it, but I don't look at it as a for me to purchase. You like that?
I like it. Yeah. I still feel like I missed out on one year.
Yeah. But fair enough. But look at that. Like, so look at the big that deals. You got money to sit. They just tied it up. Maybe it was 9 million profit. Whatever it is.
Whatever,
man.
It's
expensive.
To make,
So maybe 25 million they made. Yeah, I think
it's huge.
Or 25 million. They flipped it for 25 million. So it's like a $9 million profit.
Nothing wrong with that.
Wow.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Not a shovel in the ground.
Nothing. Just moved into the house, lived in it.
Nothing at all. They might. So sorry. They might have put it into site plan.
Yeah.
Site plan.
It's nothing crazy.
A couple $100,000 to get it together.
Crazy.
And then flipped it to a building.
But see, they saw the opportunity, right? Like they saw the opportunity. Like you see that, right? Like
it's just money. It's just money. Like there's so many opportunities that came up in the last, let's say, 8 years of my career in real estate. It's just timing. Look at the building next door. They sold it for $1,450,000. What a killer building! That's a $2.5 to $3 million building.
Wow! And how long?
A dentist bought it. Their Jewish family, they bought it. Investors. The father's a lawyer. The son's a dentist. Naturally. You're Italian. You're a construction worker, right? But anyway, So what he did there is that he's got a dentist office there now, and he's got office space on the top. Like he leased out office space. So $1,450,000 is a $3 million building.
How long ago?
Well, we had the opportunity because that was our listing, our office listing. Yeah.
How long ago?
20. I was here. I got here. What's the first award? It's 2013, 2014, the year after. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
So what are we talking? 5 years?
Yeah.
5 years, double the money, 100%.
Yeah. And location.
Location's killer over there.
You can't. It's
I gotta dress up, guys. Like you don't see me in the podcast like this usually. Like, when I come out this way.
Italian restaurants
play the role.
pasta,
I gotta play the role. Yeah, that's
flat water with a lemon wedge. This fancy stuff, espresso.
Whenever we go with Steve, man, I just let him order. We go to Blue Mountain, I'm just like, dude, you order what you got.
It's an Italian thing, man.
It's okay.
We love food.
Yeah, he orders drinks and food and whatever. I just sit there
wines.
And eat. Yeah. I'm
appetizers.
Yeah.
It's an art. It's an art.
Yeah, I like it, man. I enjoy it. I don't know anything about this.
Very good.
I've asked you like 9 times. What is that thing called? I still don't even remember.
It's good.
Sakanaki.
Oh, the Greek food.
Yeah.
Sakanaki, the smoking cheese.
I love that place, dude.
Yeah.
That place is so good.
You're gonna go up.
All right.
Okay, that's it. What else going on? That's it?
That's it, man.
Mindset. How we doing mindset? First quarter?
Honestly?
January, February, March.
Mindset, if we're all being real here, like, I mean, I think it started off very, very, very strong.
Yeah.
Very strong. And I tell you, over the last, 2 to 3 weeks, maybe 4 weeks, it's just been crap.
Yeah. Same here.
Yeah.
It's weird. The weather. It's got to.
You know what is the weather? Yeah. Because I noticed, I think it was last week or something like that. It was a little bit sunnier and whatever. I had a little pep in my step and wherever else like that. But it's really the weather. It almost makes me question when I was actually experiencing that. It's just like saying, hey, I plan vacations and stuff like that for the most part. Does it make sense? And it's not maybe a smart business decision to make, but does it make sense to say, hey, I know I'm gonna go in on fire, and I know mid-Feb or so I'm gonna be feeling this. Does it make sense to just say, hey, for 5 days I'm gonna go and soak up the sun?
1000%.
Yeah.
My fairy or my old coach, every quarter you should book a vacation.
Yeah.
I want to go. I can't go. My wife, even this year, I told my wife, I need sun. I go, I'm so I'm naturally olive. I'm very dark in the summer. That Italian comes out of me. But look, I'm almost matching my undershirts. Look how white I am, dude.
I know,
it's white.
Yeah.
It's like that's incredibly white. I've never been that white in my life. My wife's like, go on vacation.
Yeah.
But I don't want to leave them with the kids.
Yeah.
So it's one of those things. Do I go there, soak up the sun, or just tough it out? And I have to take that immigrant way of no, I'll tough it out. We won't go on vacation because. But that's where I'm coming, because I always tell my wife, every quarter we need to plan a vacation, right?
Yeah,
whatever
I think that's
it
a
is.
good idea.
Even if it's just a little escape. Naturally, I want to. My goal is to have a house in Florida, have a house in Italy, even if it's just a condos, a place in Italy, and a place up in Blue Mountain.
Yeah, that's.
I don't need to be by the water. I want to be just. I want to have just a place.
The village.
Near the village, whatever it is. I want to literally Thursday night or Friday
Slow
afternoon,
way.
just flip it up, just head up, chill, unwind. You can do a little bit of work up there, but just change the scenery.
Yeah. Like I coach with Rob Vivian, and that's his thing. Like every Thursday he finishes work or whatever, gone.
So exciting.
I think he does it throughout the year now. Like so.
Yeah.
So all day Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Oh my gosh, it's so beautiful. The family's there.
Beauty.
You can enjoy that for Thanksgiving. You can instead of having that one huge feast, you can have like a whole weekend of like family there, enjoying each other's company, going hiking, going walking, eating well, having some good times,
that
drinking.
break too. Do you know what I mean? Like I think that's the goal ultimately too. Is like once things get a little bit automated and business starts running a little bit more on its own and stuff, I think that's the ideal goal. The ideal goal is to have like a 4-day work week, right? Like come in Monday through Thursday and then Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Like you're just going to take that time, right?
But we're so pressured today with like a lot of the world is so quick right now with social media and just computers in general. Like Siri is like my new best friend. I've actually tapped into that artificial intelligence where it's like, calculate this for me, take this note. It's like I'm starting to understand it. My kids will have a better understanding about AI, but I'm starting to get the whole thing. But just everything is so quick, and you're never fast enough to catch up to it. So you're always sort of running in a sprint.
But you're right, everything is so quick, but then everyone's expectation is to get back even faster. You know what I mean?
And we want to be faster. You want to keep going. Boom, it's just insane. Look at the Europeans. I love this.
But if you don't, you're going to die. That's the other thing too, right? Like if you're not moving faster, then you're dying essentially.
The Formula One Netflix series or Netflix series that just came out, Drive to Survive. They got to drive hard to survive. There's only 20 seats in the world in these particular cars, and how many racing drivers are there? There's God knows how many. I can't even count. 20 seats. Drive to Survive, and that's like top 20%, let's call it, in our industry, right? We're in the top 1% in a sense. So, like, imagine how fast we're driving all the time, right? So, Europeans, going back to Europeans, Italians, like, just my background, fantastic, man. Like, their work weeks are like that. 4.5 days, 5 days. I talked to my wife's grandfather's sister. She's, like, in her 80s. She goes, va a montagna. So it's time to go to the mountains. So she'll go, like, she's feeling a little bit of, like, choked up. And she's in the mountain area as it is. She's near the ocean, right, in North Italy.
Nice.
But what she does is that they go up to the mountains. They heal, they breathe, they do that whole thing. They come back, like, in salute, like, in full health, they call it, right? So, but look how brilliant that is.
That's awesome, man.
It's no rush.
But we've done this, like society or whatever, we've done this to ourselves,
North
right?
America.
Like, North America has done this to themselves, right? Like quicker, faster, better, whatever.
America, think how fast America itself when I'm reading the Benjamin Franklin's book, and it's talking about the whole history of the independence of America from Britain, and they had that mentality, that go, right? It's that immigrant mentality, and they've ran off of it, and we've caught that bug in a sense because we're so close by. North America is like that. But imagine China. That's like hyperspeed.
But correct me if I'm wrong. But like there was a very long time where they were quiet. But then I don't know when did this all start? Like 20 years ago?
30 years.
30 years ago, something like that. Yeah. So I mean, like since then, it's just been. Like they took it and then they like sprinted with it. Like you would say they take it and ran with it, but they took it and sprinted with it. Yeah,
they're on the next level. Even Elon Musk was saying it. Like China has the best environmental protection in place right now going forward for emissions and all that, and carbon and solar power. China, that was like the biggest polluting country. So they basically made their nuts, let's call it, and now it's time to reinvest in the country to make it healthy again.
Yeah, 100%. So, but even look at what he said, like, because now we're a little bit about environment and countries and stuff like that. Like, I really like what he said about, in North America, like he was trying to get something passed or like talk sense into them about everything, and it's like nobody understands what he's trying to say because nobody's a scientist. Nobody knows anything really about these things. So they have like scientists, like environmentalists, like they're all politicians, but they have these backgrounds, but so they understand.
It's a social country. So social country is good and bad naturally. Or like it's a communist country. Never mind social, but I mean, but it's running a company. Who do you want developing this, like the environmental in your company, or who do you want develop or in charge of the CFO, the financing? You're going to pick the best people to be it. So there's the CEO, let's call it, of the country. That's literally, they all have the same goals to better the country. So they put the best people in place. Here we're voted in naturally because that's the way our system works, which is great, right? It's free. But ultimately, a lot of it doesn't work. A lot of the people that are really skilled in their business or in that craft won't go into it because there's not enough money or just too much, as they say, politics, which is bullshit to deal with it. Because nobody wants to hear a straight shooter, It's so to be a politician, you gotta take everyone's shit into consideration. And do
then
nothing.
spin it the best way that you possibly can and do nothing.
nothing.
Because if you
Yeah.
do anything, you're gonna rock the boat.
Yeah, you're gonna rock
it with this guy or
Yeah.
that guy,
Yeah,
and then people are gonna be
1000%.
upset. Then you're not gonna get voted in, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's almost like a broke system. Okay, so look at this. The Roman Emperor, what he would do is see how now we're just printing money. It used to be based on a gold standard, then
Yeah.
the Reaganomics or whatever. What Reagan?
It was backed up with something.
It used to be backed
Yeah,
up, but
yeah.
Reagan changed that and just whatever.
Yeah.
They went just
Just
started
print.
printing. Yeah.
Yeah.
So what happened?
Find the gold later.
Fair enough. Just print. So what happened with look at the Roman Empire? What was happening is so gold. They were trading actual gold coins.
Yeah.
It wasn't even like paper backed on the gold standard. They were trading
Actual
gold,
gold.
silver,
Yeah.
and whatever metals, right? Precious metals. So what was happening is the emperor, to make more gold, he was like taking in, let's say, the silver, and like it's like 12% of it. He'd take out the silver and put like this metal. Who's gonna know? And 12 turned into like 20,
Yeah.
and it was like nothing left. And now we had metal coins
Yeah,
recently.
yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
copper was we had pennies where copper was sort of like it is a precious metal. So,
Stop that shit.
but anyway, so going back to that, so they literally depleted their everything basically, and inflation went too crazy, and the known civilization just like ended. And it was what? How long was that dark era? Like from the Roman Empire finished off in what? Constantine in what 300 AD, 400 AD, somewhere around there. Like totally like vanished. What was the dark era after? For God knows when till Renaissance. 1300. Yeah, dude.
Wow.
There was
1,000 years?
there was no progression in life after.
Wow.
Like think about it. There's like a blank period of history.
Do you think that could reoccur now?
I think so.
Do you think that could reoccur? Do you think things would be sustainable, or do you think things would just come to an end at that point?
Who knows?
Yeah.
We don't know. We don't.
1,000 years, man.
Yeah.
Like, think about the speed of what people are used to moving
Yeah.
right now. Imagine everything going dormant for...
If you know, it is what it is. They talk about artificial intelligence, right? Because that could be the.
Who was that? Like, was that Elon Musk
Elon,
comment or
yeah.
somebody else?
Yeah.
Somebody was saying that
Yeah.
they, like, maybe it was someone else. Yeah, maybe it was Elon. Like, they started, like, the two AIs were starting to talk to each other, and then they started to, like, get out of control. Like, these guys didn't even know what was going on.
They're starting
And they had to, like, unplug them.
Yeah.
Because we'd be like, oh, wow, these guys are going to take us over.
100%.
Yeah.
Well, look at there's that I forgot what the doll is. Not the doll, but the basically Dubai's actually given her a citizenship. It's a robot. I forgot her name, but she almost looks like Jennifer Lawrence, like the facial. I think they made her face look like. But so there's another robot that's they had two robots on stage. They're based out of Hong Kong. It's an American company that went to Hong Kong because they can do more trial and error there, I guess. But ultimately. They're communicating. It's the scariest thing ever, and they keep ending their sentence like, "How are you going to stay safe?" And like
On their own.
I swear to God, they were talking to each other like,
How are you gonna
stay safe? Why would they say that? And there's the guy in the middle, like this geeky guy. Like you can tell this is the guy that's going to create the end of the world, right? This is like he's creating friends. They're going to like literally kill him off, right? Oh, it's scary shit. You gotta watch it. Yeah, watch some of that stuff.
Yo, man, that's freaky, dude.
Yeah,
how are you going to stay
how are you
safe?
gonna stay safe? Yeah. They kept going because she's supposed to have more intelligence. She's like a stage 2 or 3 of AI than he was one of the first robots. So you can see he's more twitchy and stuff. She's more like fluent.
Oh my god.
Yeah, pretty incredible. Yeah, that's
fun.
That's real estate.
That's great. Yeah. That's great.
Is that topic on real estate? That's why I don't sleep.
All right, man. That's about
Is
it.
that enough? You don't want to touch AI again or
I'm
anything?
good. I'm good for another week. Yeah, I'm good.
Awesome, buddy.
All right, guys. This was East Meets West.
Yes, for sure, guys. And send in your questions or anything you need answered regarding real estate. Even investing, guys. Get in touch with us regarding investing. We're easy and free to share information that'll help you and your families invest and make money. So
let's do it.
Let's do it.
Yeah, let's make a deal.
For sure. Have a great day,
All right,
guys.
guys. Take care.
Ciao.
Cheers.